Welcome back to Reading Bear. Today, we will take a look at some new I Don't Work Here Lady stories. And if you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and post some bear emojis in the comments. Let's go!
The first story is titled, My Baby and I Don't Work Here. There's a small thrift store for Jesus type store no more than 2 blocks away from my house, and I spend a fair amount of time there. It's cheap, it's close, and babies grow like weeds. I know a couple of the ladies that work there. You try taking a baby to a store staffed by mostly grandmas on a regular basis and not get to know them and the layout of the store. Fast forward to yesterday, I go to the store, say hello to grandma lady on the cash, exchange mindless chit-chat blah blah blah. There's only like 3 other people in the store, an old guy and what looks like a middle-aged daughter with her elderly mother. Pretty typical. I start shopping, hanging clothes off the stroller bar, very clearly shopping. Babe leans out of the stroller and pulled some shirts off the rack, so of course I put them back on the hangers and hang them on the bar, and continue shopping. Go over to the toy section and there's the mother-daughter team trying to get a board game off a high shelf. Since I'm much taller than them, I offer to grab it for them. They accept, I hand it over and they thank me. Pretty run-of-the-mill for me. It's rare I go to a store and not help a short person reach something. I make my way over the housewares section and this is where old guy makes his entrance. Old guy holding a blender type thing. Do you check to make sure these things work before you sell them? Me, don't know, but they have a plug near the cash to test things, and I take my stroller and try to walk away. Old guy, how do you not know your own policy? I should point out that the employees dress however they like, but wear a bright red vest with the shop's name all over it. I am wearing a coat and pushing a stroller. Me, I'm sorry, sir, I don't work here. Old guy now very aggressive and a weird purple-red color, BULLCRAP. I just saw you stocking the shelves and making a sale, don't you lie to me. Me, I'm sorry, I was just picking up after my baby, makes a gesture to the stroller I'm pushing that has my purchases on it and helping those ladies. Old guy, oh, I see. You'll help them but you won't help me, eh? Is it because I am a man? Get me your manager. By now, of course, grandma lady has noticed what was happening and came walking over. Grandma lady, sir, we don't allow people to abuse our customers like this. I'm going to have to ask you to leave if you don't stop. Old guy, she's not a customer, she's an employee. I saw her. Grandma lady, sir, she doesn't work here. Old guy, BULLCRAP. Me, I don't work here, and neither does my son. It's like he hadn't noticed the baby before, despite the giant stroller I've been holding onto this whole time, because he looks down and his face got even more purple red and he grumbled, bull crap, and walked away. I finished my shopping, checked out, and had a nice giggle about the whole deal with grandma lady. The next story is titled, Are You Goddamn Deaf? Now I'm usually a very polite, conflict-averse person, but on this particular day I was sleep-deprived and had a horrible day at the office, drank way too much coffee to compensate and as a result was kinda on edge. It was freezing outside, so on my way home I decided to finally buy a portable heater for my bedroom. I stopped at a hardware store and was crouched down in one of the aisles looking at the various heaters on the bottom shelf. Hey, I need to find the bathroom fittings, came a voice from behind me. I clearly heard what the woman said, but assumed she was talking to a shop employee somewhere behind me. Clear's throat, hello bathroom fittings, she repeated, using that entitled princess gets what she wants tone. I was dressed in suit and tie, so surely she wouldn't be confusing me for a hardware store employee. I kept looking at the heater in my hands. Hey, she tapped me heavily on the shoulder twice, so I looked back over my shoulder at her. I saw a mid-30s mother, dressed like she's going to meet the president, inch-thick layer of makeup covering her face, holding her 2-year-old on her hip. And she looked pissed. Yes, was all I got out, not expecting the physical contact. Are you goddamn deaf? Where are the bathroom fittings? Like I said, I'm always polite and would never purposefully start a fight with a stranger, but her words, tone and face instantly annoyed the hell out of me. Being already in a bad mood from dealing with people at work, I immediately decided for some reason that there was no way I was going to tell her I didn't work here. I don't know why, but I seemed to think she didn't deserve to know it if she wasn't going to treat someone with basic human respect. Well, that's rude, I said. That pushed her over the edge. She started yelling, "What's goddamn rude is you goddamn ignoring me when it's your goddamn job to help me. Are you going to tell me where the bathroom fittings are, or do I need to go find someone who isn't retarded?" And she stared, hand on hip, as if I somehow didn't realize that she actually does deserve anything she demands. Why would I help someone who's screaming at me? You have no idea how to treat people properly, do you? I said, getting annoyed. After more yelling, she threatened to get my goddamn manager onto me and that I'll lose my goddamn job not helping a customer. People around were starting to stare. I gotta admit, something in my head snapped and I upped my volume about 10x. Hey, be my guest, idiot, get the manager, see if I care. Just piss off, seriously stop yelling at me. Go away. She stood there silent for a couple seconds in disbelief that I said that, then stormed off yelling and cursing that I'll be fired, etc. All the while her child was visibly stressing out at all the yelling happening right in his ear. So I go back to looking at heaters, trying to get my adrenaline levels back to normal. I choose one, and after browsing for another few minutes I head to the cashier at the front. And standing there in line is Mrs. Moron and her kid. There's nobody behind her, and I walk up and take the next place in line, wondering if she'll notice me. When it's her turn, she goes up to the cashier and unloads her stuff, but it's fairly noisy in the shop so she can't hear the cashier ask her if she was paying by cash or card. She got flustered and told him twice to repeat. I couldn't help myself. I leaned over and said, "Cash or card, are you goddamn deaf?" She got startled, looked over and recognized that it was me, the unhelpful employee, and started yelling at the cashier that I was the worst store assistant she's ever met, that I should be fired for giving this store a bad name, etc. The cashier looked at me, standing in line with heater and wallet in hand, and said, "Ma'am, he's a customer." No, he works here and he refused to help me. She trailed off, realizing that everything about me indicated my doesn't work here status. She swiped her card, grabbed her stuff and left without another word. I had a laugh with the cashier after explaining what had happened. The next story is titled, "Lady Puts Your Hands on Me and Loses Everything." A bit over 10 years ago I tore ligaments in my shoulder, but I couldn't afford to fix it, so just lived with it for 10 years. It was a bit unstable but usually didn't hurt that much until a very rude woman walked up to me demanding I help her. Her attitude was typical of Karen, seen in other stories here. Not realizing she mistook me for an employee, I told her she could go F herself and turned away. The next thing I felt was an excruciating pain in my shoulder, the likes of which I hadn't felt in 10 years. My arm was dislocating and the ligaments, already torn, were ripping apart completely. No, to be fair, if my shoulder had been healthy, it would have handled the pulling the woman was doing to it, and she had no way of knowing my shoulder wasn't healthy. As it turned out, legally speaking, this doesn't matter. I'm not proud of what happened next. Even though everyone I was perfectly justified, I have an almost pathological prohibition against hitting a woman. But the fact my arm was literally being torn off overrode that prohibition, and before I could stop it, my fist smashed into her face hard enough to knock out 3 teeth, break her nose and 2 of my fingers. But it did stop her pulling on my arm. Frankly, I was horrified what I had done, but it was all caught on tape, so legally I was defending myself. She ended up being convicted of felony assault with grave bodily harm, got 5 years in prison and lost her very good paying job, as the position could not be held by a convicted felon. Her husband left her, getting full custody of the kids and taking most of the money. That money she had left went mostly to me, paying to have my shoulder fixed. Last I heard, she was out of prison, working in a shop. Of course, when she chose to grab me, she had no idea how much damage she was about to do, but as I said, that doesn't matter. If you put your hands on someone, you become fully responsible for any damage you cause, even if you are just aggravating a pre-existing condition. That includes any damage the other person might cause in defending themselves. Frankly, I'm not even mad at her. Sure, she hurt me, but I don't think she deserved to have her entire life utterly destroyed. But as they say, life is rarely fair. The consequences of your choices can be far worse than what you expect and go far beyond what is fair. I really do hope she doesn't have to deal with too many entitled, rude people like herself. The next story is titled, "Please Get Out of My Car." I've been reading a few stories on here about people getting into cars that aren't their Uber, and it reminded me of my own. This happened a little while ago. I was outside a bar waiting for my boyfriend to pick me up driving my car, and I see this girl stumbling out of the bar heading towards the road. At the same time, I see my car pull up and head towards it but quickly stop as this girl opens the passenger door of my car and gets in. Now my poor boyfriend is so confused and is just staring at me through the windscreen being like, WTF do I do? And he tells her that this is not her Uber and that he's picking up his girlfriend. This chick is adamant however, saying this is definitely her Uber because she ordered one and this had to be it. By this point, I'm standing at the passenger side door telling her that she's in the wrong car, but she's now refusing to get out and telling my boyfriend to take her home. People are starting to come out of the bar and are watching this scene unfold. I'm at my wit's end because she's making a scene and telling me to go get your own Uber, and my boyfriend is yelling at her to get out. Finally her actual Uber rocks up, she gets the notification and awkwardly stumbles out of my car, no apology or anything, and they drive away. To this day I still find this so bizarre and hilarious. The next story is titled, I Don't Work for Your Competitor. I'm just planning my wedding. Many years ago, back when cell phone cameras were still a new concept, I was getting married. Without a lot of money for a wedding, I was planning the ceremony myself, and drove to all the craft stores in my area to find affordable inspiration. I had a system for keeping the ideas organized so I could come back to the right stores and find the items later. This involved taking a picture of the item right above the price tag, and then jotting down in a notebook what I could use it for. I would also write the code for the photo above the note so I wouldn't get mixed up. After discovering how pricey craft stores are, I decided to try my luck at Walmart. They have craft supplies, right? So there I was, minding my own business, snapping a picture and writing in my notebook, when an employee walked up to me and said, "Ma'am, are you doing price comparisons right now?" I nodded and said yes, and started to explain my system, thinking this was just a friendly person I was going to have a chat with. The employee held up her hand. "I don't need to know all that. You can't take pictures of the prices. You can write them down, but if you keep taking pictures, I will kick you out of the store." My mouth dropped open. That escalated quickly. There had to be a mistake. I asked, "But how will I remember what the item looked like?" She shook her head. "Not my problem if you have a bad memory. Put the camera away." And she turned on her heel to march off. So I had a dilemma. I couldn't plan a wedding with no pictures, but I couldn't take pictures of the prices. Okay, I would just take a picture of the item without the price and include the price in my notes. I wrote everything down first, just in case she threw me out before I got all the info, and then snapped the picture. Sure enough, she rounded the corner of the shelf where she had been hiding and said, "I said no pictures." I stood still and replied, "I didn't take a picture of the price, ma'am. You can see it if you want. I don't care. You're leaving now." Just then another employee walked up. I don't know who she was, but the other employee immediately went meek. "Nice employee, what's the trouble here?" Angry employee, "She's using a camera phone to do price comparisons." I spoke up and said, "I stopped taking pictures of the price like she asked, but I'm planning my own wedding to save money, and I need pictures to know which things go well together." Nice employee, "So you don't work for another store? These are for your own personal use?" I nodded and said, "Yes, I can't afford a big wedding, so I'm doing everything myself. I just need ideas and places to get things for cheap." I briefly showed her my notebook and a couple of the pictures I had taken. The nice employee nodded like she was impressed and said, "That's a great idea. I should have done that too. Weddings are too expensive." She then turned to the other lady and said, "She's fine, come on, I could use you over here." I said thank you and the nice employee said, "Not at all. Congratulations," and led the other woman away sulking and silent. I was able to put together the entire wedding for under $1,000. The next story is titled, Give Me Everything in the Till. This was a few years back. I'm in my local shop that rhymes with Mazda where employees wear a bright green shirt with "Happy to Help" or some other sort of customer care bollocks written on the back. I'm wearing a dark green shirt but fairly different from the staff. I'm scanning some items for dinner on a self-service machine when I hear the words, "Give me everything in the till." I look up to see a burly but short motherducker with a pair of sunglasses on with an axe or hatchet in his hand. Now, This is the second time in my life I've been faced with a weapon. Whereas most people have a fight or flight instinct, I've discovered that I turn into a condescending twat. Sorry mate. Do you think I actually work here? I'm just picking some stuff up for a curry. And these are self-service tills. I don't actually think there's any money in them. You might want to try actually going to the customer counter. Surprised at myself for not being bludgeoned to death, this prick shuffles off towards the staff. What felt like at least 10 seconds later, the police have stormed through and tasered the idiot. Apparently he had robbed the 3 shops next door along the way, but instead of bailing with his winnings, he was just robbing every shop along the street. The next story is titled, "Sir, you need to put that baby down. I swear I have asked me to help you look because I get this on a regular basis. I'm at wonderful, Wacky Mart with my wife and 1-year-old daughter. We stopped in for a few items we needed for dinner, one of them being marshmallows. I'm wearing sandals, cargo shorts, and a green t-shirt with a skull on it, not any of the colors that the store employees wear. My wife grabs the store brand bag of marshmallows, but it's actually the name brand, which was just faced in the store brand spot. So I squat down, while holding my daughter, and search for the store brand because it's the exact same thing but $2 less. Find it and we move on our way. Then I go back because I forgot to get brown and white sugar. So I take my daughter with me back to the baking aisle. A woman who had been in the aisle previously is still there. To give you a picture of this chick, mid-30s. Looks like she's had a few kids. She also looks like the type of mother who got married and had kids way too early and is now trying to go back and relive the early 20s that she feels she missed out on. She's got yoga pants on but has no business even owning any. Her shirt is bedazzled and she's got one of those short haircuts where the hair in front is longer than the hair at the back. Also, she's literally wearing a purple sparkle fedora. Because of this, we'll refer to her as PF, for purple fedora. So I'm getting this sugar right and she comes up to me and tells me she needs me to get something for her. I look at the 10 pounds of sugar in one hand and the 20 pounds of baby in the other arm and tell her, sorry, I've sort of got my hands full here. PF, I saw you help that other woman. Now help me. Me, my wife, you saw me help my wife. PF, well, I'm more important than her because I'm a customer. Me, what makes you think you're more important to me than my wife? You're a stranger that I've never met. PF, because I am a customer. Me, so am I. PF, no, you work here. Now put that baby down and help me. And then I just walked away to very unmotivated threats about managers and being fired and calling corporate. Fast forward to the self-checkout and she is in line behind us. We go to the next available register and I hear her asking the guy in charge of the self-checkout, does that man with the baby work here? To which the guy wearing the khaki pants, blue polo, and yellow store vest says, no. Why would you think he works here? He's wearing shorts and a skull t-shirt. She turned visibly red. And my wife and I laughed hysterically for the remainder of our time checking out. The next story is titled, If I Work Here Then What's My Name? When I was around age 23, my favorite outfit that I owned was a red shirt and a pair of tan corduroy pants. More than once I wore that outfit on a shopping trip to Target. My mistake never dawned on me until, inevitably, a customer stopped me and asked some question or other. Generally I just tried to be polite and point them in the direction of an actual employee. My favorite time, though, was the time I got chewed out by a manager. I was browsing the Lego sets and texting on my phone, just minding my own business. Occasionally someone else would enter or leave the aisle, but I paid them no mind, so I really didn't notice that there was anyone close by. Then suddenly a voice right behind loudly whispers, "Are you kidding me? Hiding in the toys on your phone?" I spun around to find a very angry late middle-aged woman. She held out her hand and demanded, "Give it to me." I just stared at her, thoroughly confused. She snapped her fingers and said, "Now." And when still didn't oblige, she actually made a grab for my phone. I jerked my phone away, out of her reach, and asked her if she was crazy. Her response, "Do not speak to me that way. You know good and well that you can't have your phone out while on the clock. Give me your phone and you can have it back after your shift." It dawned on me what her mistake was and why she'd made it. I was wearing my red shirt and tan cords. I am me, manager lady is ML. Me, oh. No. I don't work for you. ML, excuse me? Me, I mean, I don't work here. For Target. ML, not after this you won't. Never have I dealt with such a disrespectful. Me, ma'am, I do not work here. ML, yes you do. You're just trying to avoid getting in trouble. Me, if I work here then what's my name? ML, silent. Me, if I work here then where's name tag? How long have I worked here? What's my shift? Surely we would have worked together before this. You would know me. ML, I don't, well I can't be expected to remember every single one of you. Me, lady, this, gesturing to my clothes, was just an unfortunate accident on my part. I do not work here. She just stared at me for another beat or two, crossed her arms, and squinted at me skeptically. You're lying. I threw up my hands and said, whatever. I'm leaving now. I turned and made my way to the front of the store. Was that the end of it? Oh no. That idiot followed me the whole way, demanding I stop and follow her to the office. I walked right out and went straight to my car. Thankfully she didn't follow me beyond the store's entrance. I can just imagine her confusion and frustration as she went back and tried to figure out which of her employees I was. I only wish that I'd thought of submitting a complaint to corporate about her at the time. The next story is titled Defeating a Karen with Violence. Background. My grandmother had an emergency, which was easy to fix, new rechargeable batteries for the phone. Now I work as an electrician for small company on the other side of town and decided to save gas and time. So I went to a larger tech store about 5 minutes from where my grandma lives, still in work clothes, no uniform, no logo, no name tag. The store uniform is a black and red shirt with logos and store name on the back, the sleeves and the front. Cast, K equals Karen, M equals manager, me equals annoyed 24 yo bear. I was looking at rechargeable batteries, trying to remember if my grandma needed ours or ours. That's when I heard the words that cause so many nightmares, excuse me, are you done standing around, I need you to find me XYZ. Quote. I just looked at her for a second, ready to blow up after 10 hours of entitled clients when it hit me. My niece just discovered the word, why. It's frustrating. It's perfect. So I put my goofiest smile on and the following conversation ensued. Me, why? K, because it's your job. Me, why? K, because you work here. Me, why? K, now yelling and getting red, you wear work clothes. You work here. You have to help me. Me, why? K, stop this BLLSHTOR, I will get you fired. Me, why? Now at this point an actual employee came into the aisle to see what the yelling was about, her face said nope and she left. I continued my act of violence with my goofy smile when the employee came back with a manager. Ma'am, I have to ask you to stop yelling. It's disturbing other customers. K, took you long enough, I want this moron fired or at least written up for how he treated me. He doesn't work here, he doesn't even wear a uniform. Why would you think he does work here? Now, you either apologize to him or leave the store. K, why do I have to apologize? He never said he that doesn't work here. Me, why would I? K, screaming again, you are all morons. I will call corporate about this. With that she stormed off, but I couldn't help myself, why? After that the manager apologized and bought the batteries for my grandmother. No cops, no coupons, just a fun story. There is so much we can learn from little kids. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and post some bear emojis in the comments.